overcast morning on the Mornington Peninsula. We're fishing at a rye. David Kramer. Today we're targeting something that I've never targeted before. What is it?
One of the cutest things in the sea, Paul. It's a bit like a brick with a pair of flippers on. It's the almighty cuttlefish.
There you go, Cuttlefish, Port Phillip Bay. Something new. Let's give it a crack. Well, David, sun's out, cuttlefish out.
Cuttlefish out.
And you reckon we're a dead set chance at catching cuttlefish?
Absolutely, Paul. I think I've never dived this, but I don't know what the habitat is. It's probably rocky with a little bit of weed. But they just seem to congregate around this area.
And I want my jig to go all the way to the bottom.
Yep.
I think I'm there. And you actually do work the jig?
Very slowly.
And how will I know when I got one, David?
It's like a brick with flippers,
right.
I'm telling you.
So, a bit like when you go diving.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Got him?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a cuttlefish though.
Oh, really?
It feels like a squid.
Oh, that's a disappointment. Not? So Cuddly's obviously pull a bit harder, eh?
Yeah. Like I said, they're like a brick, seriously, and it's just a completely different feel. So, little squid, you get little squid here.
That's not disappointing at all. Bring him over my way, try not to get squirted. He's actually taking that by the candle, so I just lift him. That is a beautiful southern calamari from Port Phillip Bay. And David, not bad bycatch.
Not bad, but it's not what we're after.
Well, it's a good start though, very good start. Yes, I got one.
All right.
I felt like I'd hooked a rock again.
Yep.
But this time,
you can feel it pulsating.
I can actually feel it pulsating. So I reckon I've got a cuttlefish, mate.
Get mine out the way.
I could be wrong. This could be the first cuttlefish I've ever, oh yeah baby, it's a cuttlefish.
Oh, it is too.
It is the first cuttlefish I've ever successfully targeted, mate. Look at that. And look at the perfect hookup too.
Yeah.
All yours.
So the thing about cuttlefish, Paul,
yep,
is they got a lot of ink.
Good choice of t-shirt today, by the way, mate.
I know.
Black on white.
Mate, I did that on purpose.
Yes.
Because they always say don't wear a white t-shirt when you go squid fishing.
Yep.
Oh! Oh!
What do they say?
They said don't wear a white t-shirt when you go squid fishing because you're bound to get inked.
Lucky I know the bloke who owns the company. I think I can get him a new t-shirt. So David, this is the mighty cuttlefish.
It is the mighty cuttlefish. That's a little small one. We'll get bigger. But
that's amazing. Now, is this the creature that has that cuttle bone in his back like you see in a parrot's cage?
Yeah. Or you find them on the surf beaches. And the thing is, so that bone's about that long.
Yep.
Imagine when you get them on the beach and they're that long, imagine how big these cuttlefish are. I mean, they grow to 6-7 kilos.
That is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. We'll put him in the tank. He can have a swim at the squid, and later we might let him go if we get a big one.
Yeah.
You're telling me they're pretty tasty, aren't you?
They are tasty. Hard to put back, doesn't matter what size.
It'll be tough. So you can see the ferry in the background, takes people across Port Phillip, heads to the other side of the bay. When you're fishing cuttlefish, you want to get down deep. Don't cast the jig a long way from the boat. Pretty much drop it straight down. That'll help with your angle, and try and keep that line as vertical as possible. Once that angle gets right out above 45 degrees, very hard to keep that jig on the bottom, and that's where it needs to be. Yep. Is it a big one? Oh, I think it is. It's a big one.
Yep.
It's a big one. I actually thought I had about 3 times then, this is a good fish. I had about 3 times then when I sort of lifted and went, what's this? David, you can actually feel the thump thump.
Yeah. This is a good fish, Paul.
This is solid. Now we say fish. Technically they're not, but they sort of are, eh?
They are. And you can just see the white, Paul. It's, you know, those tentacles are all spread out. I mean, this is a good fish.
Holy...
This is a net job.
He's taken line. The Cuddly's taken line. Oh, that is a big cephalopod.
That is a good cuttlefish.
I'm just going to slowly move back. That is a monster.
That is nice,
That
Paul.
is big. Okay, mate, when you're ready. Oh!
Now, Paul, unlike the small ones, don't squirt ink usually.
Seriously?
Except my t-shirt says otherwise.
Lay that down there. Look at that.
That is a monster cuttlefish.
That is one of the coolest things I've ever caught in Port Phillip Bay.
I'm gonna get that jig out, mate.
That seriously, that's got to weigh, I reckon, 2.5 kilos plus.
Easy.
Yeah, he is a lot of weight. Look at that for an incredible creature. And I tell you how intelligent these things are.
How?
They've done tests on these things. They can actually count better than a 1-year-old child.
Really?
They've done studies. They can actually count how many shrimp are in a bucket, and they go to the bucket to eat the most shrimp. That is an incredible, credible beast. What a beautiful creature. And David, I've tasted this because you've shared some with me. It's actually better than calamari, isn't it?
Oh, it's sweeter, it's thicker meat. It is absolutely beautiful. Also for bait, Paul, one of the best whiting baits you can get in the world, I tell you.
And look at these candles. See that big candle there? The way these guys make little baby cuttlefish, they actually take a sack of sperm, they use these, they face front on, and they just pop it in near the mother's mouth.
Yeah.
And she goes away. Those eggs are laid about 2 hours later. And hasn't Port Phillip Bay just come of age over the last 10 years with all these new species just coming back in numbers?
Absolutely.
That is a beautiful thing. Well, actually looks a bit like the Elephant Man, but it's still a beautiful thing. So you can see these red lines here. They are actual drift lines. So we're coming down to this waypoint we've saved. We'll start there each and every time, move along that line. If we come off the line, we know we've got to come in a little bit, out a little bit, and then we use our depth over here to sit in anywhere from 8 to 10 metres. With good quality gear like this, it makes it so much easier.
So nice little tip, if you want to work out where your starting point is in the drift, then use one of these. It's a marker buoy, 12-ounce bomb, throw it over, and you'll know where to come back to every time.
Now, David, was it me that suggested we just go a little bit further?
Just a little bit further, and I tell you what, that hit it straight away. As soon as it got to the bottom, I reckon I donged him on the head.
Oh, that's look at that ink in the water. That is gold. That's a big squid.
It's a big squid. It's not a cuttlefish.
But hey, that's a big
That is a
calamari.
nice squid. If you want calamari rings, I reckon that's the perfect size.
That's weight. Yep, got him. We've done a little bit of a count. We've got more than we need, so these guys are going back. How magnificent are they? Put a few back. Sustainability is what it's all about. Off you go, guys. Look at that, they're going straight back down. It is their lucky day. We've just pulled up into 6.7 metres of water off Rye. The boys are going to go in and find some scallops.
You ready, Kramer?
Yeah, I'm ready.
In you go. I chose not to go in, and I put a jumper on because it's getting a bit chilly. Now I've got a dive flag there. That indicates you've got dives in the water. If you ever see this, please stay clear. The boys are going down. Tommy, he's like a fish underwater. Won't be long till we see some beautiful Port Phillip Bay scallops. The boys are down getting some Port Phillip Bay scallops. They're very low in sodium and saturated fats and are around 80% protein. The other interesting thing, because the adductor muscle doesn't actually filter water, they're much cleaner and better for you than clams and other shellfish. Scallops actually inhabit every ocean around the planet, and they're quite a unique animal with 50 to 100 green eyes that go around the rim. Now these eyes literally pick up movement and light, and when they swim they actually use that adductor muscle to open up the shell and swim along. One female scallop can produce 2 million eggs. That is insane. There's all sorts of cool creatures down here in this shallow water. This is a banjo shark. Tommy just saw him on the bottom, thought he'd show you what he looked like. He's going back. It's just amazing what is on the floor of Port Phillip Bay. The boys are doing really well, plenty of scallops coming in, but remember there is a bag limit of 100 scallops per person per day in Victorian waters. Interesting thing about scallops, they may not look like it, but they're actually an animal, and they're actually in the same family as calamari, octopus, sea slugs, mussels, and the like. Tom's just brought a beautiful spider crab to the boat. I first saw these in Port Phillip Bay in about 1986, massive invasion. There's been some incredible videos from southern Port Phillip Bay of thousands of these things migrating in their attempt to spawn. Just beautiful, beautiful creatures. The marine life down there is absolutely stunning. Every time the boys bring scallops back up, they're telling me about banjo sharks they've seen, flathead, things like this magnificent sea star. Now this is the 11-legged sea star. This is a local. You've got to put him back and look after him. It's the bright orange one with 5 legs that you take home because he's a pest.
Mate.
Thank you, mate. Look at that for some goodness. That is a massive bag of Port Phillip Bay scallops. I am so excited. The boys have done well. David, come on, time to cook.
When it comes to cleaning cuttlefish, it can either go pear-shaped with ink or it can be really clean. I'm gonna have a good go at it. So firstly, remove the head. And if you nail it, you don't get ink anywhere. Then, remove the backbone. It's a little bit slippery. Now you want to get your finger between the skin and the cuttle bone and remove that backbone. And there you go, that's what you find in your budgie cage. Next job, just slip the skin up like that. And I'm then gonna rip that all off. I'm just gonna remove the flaps, and what that'll do is take the skin off. Just like so, slimy little critters. And there you have it, a beautiful piece of cuttlefish meat. Next thing is just to trim that up. So I flip it over, and I just run the knife down the edge there. Just so I've got a clean piece of meat. Now we've got a nice piece of cuttlefish, we're gonna cut it into nice sized strips for the pasta. To shuck a scallop, it's simple. You just need a normal kitchen knife. Run it under the round of the shell. So like that, just working my way around. Open it up. And then I start here at the sort of guts of the scallop, if you like. Work my way around with that knife, nice and simple. Just make that final cut of the guts away. Slide the knife along the flat of the shell, and there you have a lovely bit of scallop.
So David, this is the good bit. Do I start by cutting this chilli?
Small little pieces.
Small little pieces?
Yeah, smaller than that.
And what's next?
The garlic.
You're in charge of garlic, mate.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the garlic. When you're ready, throw that in the pan. I'm gonna crush this into here now. Oh, listen to that. Just gonna let that simmer for a few minutes.
You go.
While we're waiting for that to simmer, Paul, let's get some basil and some parsley chopped up with the chopper. So just half a handful of basil, half a handful of parsley. Tell you what, whoever invented the Tupperware or the Victor motor mower, have a look at this.
I think you need a bit more choke, mate.
It's chopped, it's chopped.
Beautiful.
Now,
I like it.
we're gonna put that aside. Let this sizzle a little bit more. When that's done, in goes the scallops and the cuttlefish.
Stop it.
All right, Paul, that's ready. In goes the cuttlefish and the scallops.
Oh, how's that sizzle?
Oh,
Oh, nice. And now the scallops. Mate, do we actually have to put pasta in this? It's just so good as it is. Isn't it good that you can just go to Port Phillip Bay and harvest the greatest fresh ingredients in the world and turn them into beautiful pasta? Look at that.
Scallops and cuttlefish are perfect, Paul. So now some pre-cooked pasta.
I cooked this last night knowing we'd catch a few fish. Oh, beautiful.
It is sizzling. Just mix that pasta in.
I'll give it a stir while you get your
All right, you do
secret
that,
ingredients.
and I'm going to empty the chopper.
Look at that, it smells so good.
This is the basil and the parsley that I did earlier on. There you go. Mix that in.
She's good to go.
She is good to go.
I seriously cannot wait to eat. What do you call this magnificent dish, David?
Pasta with cuttlefish and scallops.
And what have you done with it? He's put cuttlefish and skulls in it, that's what. I don't know how you do it, love.
Right.
And there you have two of the best seafood pasta dishes I have ever seen. David, a decade ago, would you have ever thought you could go out and guarantee cuttlefish?
No, absolutely not. You know, it's only been really the last 5 years that we've been able to actually target them and then guarantee a dish like this.
Just sensational. Those scallops, how clear is that water? The life's amazing. There's only one thing left to do. David, if people go to Tackle World Cranbourne, will you give me your little tips on cuttlefish and calamari?
Of course I will. Easy.
And the second thing, dig into this. Cheers, mate.
All right, beautiful. That is good.
That better. I just can't remember when.